Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In this episode, we got a few issues we need to fix. Stay tuned. Alright, first issue, we had a wastegate line on the turbo and it's melted. So, we need to fix that. So, just going to get a 10mm and remove this banjo up here and get that off. That one, I believe, goes to the boost solenoid. Alright, so that vacuum line actually had enough length on it that I could just cut that off. Now it sits up tight. That's good. Cool. Alright. So, I was taking out the log and the map sensor was going crazy. Alright, so if you watched the last episode, this section here is where I started the lights, which I'd snipped out. But coming up the really steep hill where it was going like a slug and like a train, and sat there and took off. So I'm going to highlight this section. This is the map sensor, the red one. Like 5, so I've got it to like 6, but 6.2. See it over here? Yeah, so this here is right at the end, so hanging around 5 or 4. See, it's all over the shop. And yeah, that was up to going up the hill, so that's that fluctuation. So, is it blow-off valve related? Alright guys, I'm starting to think that maybe I should drop back to one boost solenoid with this and just have the TD05 just on wastegate and fully control the GT35 with the boost solenoid and have the Haltech doing all that stuff. Because, yeah, I wasn't doing this before I put the solenoids in. It's only been on these most recent setups that this has been happening. First one I didn't do it. It wasn't until I did this with the back ports on there. So maybe I get rid of the GFB and just use the Grimspeed Mac port and hook it up to GT35. Alright guys, got one of the Mac ports off, and the Grimspeed Subaru one actually had enough wire to get it up to the top here, so it's hiding up here for now. Let's see if this will actually work. If it does, we'll fix it properly up there. But yeah, so the Haltech is now controlling the GT35, and I've got a bit of length here, which isn't the best, but I've got wastegate to intake. Then that goes inside to the gauge, and yeah, let's see how we go with that. We'll go for a drive tomorrow. It's getting late now. Alright guys, it's the next night and I'm about to take the Foz out for a drive with the different configuration with the boost solenoids. I was just thinking that I may have it set up wrong for the compound system. We'll see how we go. Thinking, let's go here, that instead of this line come from the GT35, should come from manifold pressure, because we want this to regulate on what the Haltech is telling this solenoid to do. So if that's coming in from manifold pressure and we are targeting 20 psi, we are getting, I think, 14 or 15 pounds from the TD05, so it's going to be adding a few pounds on top. So as soon as it hits that, this wastegate will start to open. So we'll have not much coming out of it, if you know what I mean. But I can always change this wastegate, the internal actuator, over for a 7 PSI one. Then the GT35 will be working a bit more, if that makes sense. I think I can just change them over. Nope. I'd probably have to get an aftermarket one. But we'll see how it goes in the configuration it is now. I might overboost something stupid. But yeah, we'll see how we go. Warm her up, get the cars out of the way, and we'll head out again. Alright, we're at 77, so I'll start 77 degrees, 78 degrees, start reversing it out. Start logging, we're at 83 degrees. Log. I have no idea how this is going to go. Manifold, TD05, GT35. This digital one, at the moment it's just a boost gauge, because it doesn't have a boost solenoid connected to it. Making lots of whooshy noises. Bit of difference between TD05 and manifold, so do we have a leak? Alright, so it's still doing the compressor surge. I don't know if that's a leak, it sounds like it. There's that rumble. Got the rumble back. Alright, so this is from the first part of the drive. So we're up to 14 PSI. So the red one is the map, nice and smooth. Boost target was 18, we're at 14. Still need to play around with that. 10 degrees. That's right, RPM, slow increase. Cool. Throttle, we're at 45% at the 14. It's a blue one here. So put it up, held it for a bit, coming up. Injector flow, 21% at 14 psi at 4,000 RPM. So we've got a bit of fuel. I think that was the highest I went. So red. Yep. I'll open up the other one, the short one, when I pulled over. So when I got home. So I believe this is where I had the exhaust open. It's got the rumble back. So put the foot into it a little bit, picked up a bit there. So I've got better boost control now. Let's keep looking. It's a bit of a shorter one. Got over 10 here. So highlight that. It's a lot smoother than it was. Still doing the surging though. Yeah. I don't know. And even, like I said, when I was driving, it even does it with the exhaust open, so there's more flow. So I'm stumped at the moment with that. Maybe it's GT35's wastegate doing it. I don't know. I think it's the first time I've used it's the first time I've used the 38mm for the GT35. I always use that big 50mm. But it's not, I haven't even heard it crack open yet, so it's got a 14 psi spring in it. Yeah, it's getting better. I'm slowly getting there. What do we hit? We've hit 14 before, didn't we? So maybe I do swap over the boost reference for the solenoid from the from the manifold to that instead of from the GT35, because that would we only get up to 5 or 6 psi, so it's never going to control it properly. That means I can bring overall right down, which is good, because what 14 and 14 is like 35 psi or something like that, something stupid, which I don't want to hit just yet until we are on the dyno and everything is safe. So yeah, I'll swap that over. I've got to find that leak. I definitely need like a smoke tester or something like that, smoke leak down tester or whatever, to find that. Yeah, this is what 4 or 5 psi is a big drop. It's definitely on the right hand side of the engine bay. Well, that was easy fix. Well, I haven't actually fixed it yet, but it's actually the Cobra. It's not on the front of the TD05, so that's why we're struggling to make some boost from the GT35, because there's no pressure there. Yeah, it was loose. It's popped off. It's really freaking hot down there, so we might have to do that tomorrow. Alright guys, it's the next day. I can't remember what the last thing was, but we did find the leak. It was from the Cobra fitting. There's about 3mm gap on the bottom side of it. Yeah, so that's all closed up now. So let's warm it up and take it out for a drive. Jeez! Did you see that, guys? Whoa! Whoa! That's what I'm talking about. Whoa! Alright, that was crazy. Also, coolant system is not happy with me, so I need to get that fixed. I need to put like a T in the return from the GT35 back to the tank, because that is the highest point, and then fill it from there. It was just like screaming at me. Yeah, it's not good. So I've got to do that. Probably drop into Bunnings to get one, like what I did with the Skyline. So it's got 2 barbs and a thread on top, and you just put a cap on top of it. And yeah, so you can just fill from that point. You don't have to take the cap off or anything like that. So I'll do that tomorrow. Try and have a look at the log, but the computer just froze on me. Hopefully the coolant system is all good, and I didn't do a head gasket. Might just check the oil, because it did make a funny noise. Pretty sure I also need a new radiator cap. It's pretty old. It's the original, the rubber on it's not the best. The new cap, get the T. Still having that issue. What do you guys think it is? Anyway, I'm going to finish this episode here. If you enjoyed this episode, I know I did, leave a like, and if you like the content, keep watching up here, and I'll catch you next episode. Bye.